Yeah. Ah! Oh man, that again. Oh, why is it we only seem to wake up with a camera in our face when we have a hike? Wait, we have a hike? Oh my god, let's go! Good morning, everybody! We are here again today at Tillford Medieval Circular. It's lovely. It's already off to a fantastic start because we have all of this lovely water over here. So yeah, weather's not as great today, unfortunately, but you know, never stopped us before, so I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic time. Obviously, just where we parked over here, there seems to be a nice pub over there as well. So you know, at the end of the hike, you can always have a little stop. So we're going to head over to this bridge now. We're going to start our journey, and yeah, as always, we'll keep you posted on every cool thing we find along the way. See you soon. So just coming along this lovely bridge, I thought I'd give you guys a little view upstream. Very nice. Oh, a sec, out of it. Oh, land with guard. So yeah. Beautiful. It's always good to start off with the humbling sounds of water. Yeah, definitely makes you feel nice and relaxed to kick everything off. Hope everyone's week's been alright. Hope you enjoyed the last hike, and yeah, real massive thank you to everyone who's been viewing all the shorts as well. Been really appreciative. And yeah, we're just making our way now, so it's going to be a fun one. And yeah, some strange looks from the elderly. I don't think they've seen many Ashleys before, but that's how it is sometimes. when you're about. Yeah, so this lovely little structure down there, covered in bush. Oh, and there's another one here. Let's get a little look at that. And we've seen some of these before. We saw these on the hike to the gunsmith mill, if you remember rightly. So I'm not entirely sure what they are. If anyone knows, please let me know. I'm really enjoying the sounds of nature, however, right now. It's good to hear the birds out. So yeah, I'll see what else we can find. So just come across this unfortunate tree. I'm very happy that it's already broken. Let's just put it that way. That is one big tree, and that's a strange place for a tree to crack as well. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, but I also think it looks cool. That bit looks like a big old unicorn horn sticking out. It's a little beautiful bits of nature that you just got to take time to have a little look at. So it's going down this path. Lovely little stream over there that we greedily don't get to walk next to by whoever owns the land, but it's nice to know that it's there. And again, despite the misconceptions about the weather, it's actually not that cold once you get going. I think it's just like the initial getting started. However, this is like a really nice bit, really nice path. It's very clean as well, which is nice. I mean, obviously there's little bits of rubbish here and there, but I've definitely seen worse. And I'm loving this transitional colour of like the leaves on the ground just all greying out, and then obviously all the green starting to come through as well. And that's what I like to see, the winter spring transition, and we'll have this for a little while as well. Whoop. It's a lovely view, isn't it? The smell of stables. So yeah, this is quite a long path. And it will take us to Waverley Alley. So you're going to see a whole lot of this path. You'll probably get sick of me saying it, but the sound of nature is just so relaxing.
Very therapeutic.
Hell yeah. Going down this lonely path. Super relaxing. Just a nice slow pace. And then like, this is what I see. And if you want to see this too, you need to get your ass outside. Because, as I've had to recently explain to people, all of these lovely places, they just don't come to you. You have to go to them. So, like, if you actually want to get out and see these places, you have to put in some work. Even if it's like just a little bit, it's still worth getting yourself out for a small amount of time. Definitely. Oh, just get out of the way.
Afternoon.
Hiya. Yeah. That's lovely. When people make effort to say hello, which is always nice. It's always nice to see people when they have their dogs and they specifically make it known that, you know, the dog might be anxious or something, and, you know, obviously to make space. That goes out to all of you people on your hikes. When you see dogs, brightly coloured clothes on, bright coloured lead, if people are making an effort to move over to the side, don't get all up in their face or try and entice their dogs over, because it's not very nice for the owners, and the dogs obviously they don't want that interaction, and the owner knows best. So you shouldn't really have to say that, but it's worth pointing out, because you'd be surprised at how many people don't take any notice, or even like letting their dog run over to you when you've stopped and moved out of the way. They don't recall their dog or anything, just causing your dog's distress. It's not very nice at all. But let's have a little look at this, because on a different point, that's beautiful. Like, I'm not being funny, but just the structure of everything. You can see the rain's obviously gone downwards, so it's almost like nature has been brushed with a hairbrush towards the ground. Even the structure of this moss, I mean, look at that, it's beautiful. If it was just here and that's all you saw, it could be like a mountain from far away. Right, let's catch up with Ashley now. These hikes taking way longer while I keep stopping to record things. Beautiful. I love it. Just nature has an abundance of beauty, and although it's obviously subjective, it's beautiful to me. And I'm very privileged to be able-bodied and in a position where I can make time and enjoy it. Without these hikes, I don't think I'd be a functioning member of society. Have a very demanding, mentally like job. I work very hard, do way too many hours for a normal person, but it's worth just getting that balance and getting out and letting nature kind of reclaim some of that mental space again, because you don't need to be worried about all these materialistic things and chasing these things, because when you come out and you do this, you let go of all of that, and you're soon quick to realize like how little you need all of those things and how much happiness this can bring you. And I mean, it's free, isn't it? So I mean, apart from travel, but it's not like it's costing anything. But the more energy you put into these hikes and the further you go, and the more beautiful things you find. So you just have to do it. So, you know, like how sometimes I find some really weird shit while we're on a walk. Take a little look at this. How fucking creepy is that, bruv? It's time for Tubby Toast. I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing things like this. Animals chilling. It's a little friendly one. Be careful, guys. The gunshots have begun. This lovely bridge over there as well. Beautiful. Exciting stuff. We're getting closer to the ruins as well. So we're going to take a little look at those now. So, as you can see, we're currently at the ruins of Waverley Abbey. I'm going to give you some information that I have found in front of my best. So these ruins are all that remains of Britain's first cistern where's that? Can't even pronounce that.
Cistercian Monastery.
Oh, Cistercian Monastery, sorry. So it was founded in 1128 by William Gifford, Bishop of Winchester, and it was home to the Cistercian community for more than 400 years. In its heyday, up to 70 monks and 120 lay brothers lived and worshipped here. And the ruins you see today are part of a central group of buildings which stood within a much larger precinct of about 60 acres, enclosed by a stone wall. And it was suppressed by King Henry VIII in 1536. The monks were dispersed and the site granted to Sir William Fitzwilliam, later the Earl of Southampton, and he built a house here, incorporating some of the monastic structures, and several families held the property through to the early 18th century, when a new house was built to the north, and the abbey ruins were then incorporated into the picturesque parkland. And the 18th century house, which still stands, was later sort of extended and rebuilt and stuff. And yeah, so let's see if I can get a picture of what it looked like before. So this is kind of like a rough look at what it was before. This is what we've got left today, but we're going to walk around. We're going to take a little look at it a bit closer, because you're allowed, and we'll pick up any other information I find along the way, because it's so fascinating just knowing that at some point a couple of 100 years ago this was like a whole huge walled off community, and there were monks and people worshipping and just living that Cistercian lifestyle. This is so crazy, and like you can really get an idea of like the type of masonry used. It's just kind of crazy, like it's not really bricks, they're like just really flat rocks just placed on top of each other. It's kind of crazy. It's insane. Some information here. Wait. So the surviving ruins represent the abbey in its heyday, but beneath the grass are the remains of a much smaller and simpler monastery of the 1130s. Foundation of this early monastery were uncovered in archaeological excavations by Harold Brackspear in 1899 to 1902. Brackspear found parts of the first stone church and its cloister lying about 2 meters below the present ground surface. Here's a remarkable excavation photograph showing the detail of the church, and the excavations were conducted by Brackspear also. And yeah, so just saying it's important information about Cistercian monasteries from anywhere in Europe. And as the Waverley community expanded and grew wealthy, they rebuilt the whole monastery in the late 12th century, and sort of, yeah, the new church was done by, well, a new church in the 1270s. So yeah, so I'm guessing this building style was a Cistercian style of building, which is super interesting because I didn't really know about Cistercian until today. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, like, I'm really sorry, but I'm super fascinated, and I only sort of find these things out when I'm here. So yeah, let's get a little look of this big building here. So yeah, sort of right inside one of these buildings now. Obviously it's crazy to see how a lot of this is still being held up. But if you can just try and sort of cast yourself back, like, this would have been absolutely beautiful inside, I'm sure. These huge windows. and what I can only assume was a fireplace. Have a little look up there. Yep, so it would have gone somewhere. That's definitely huge. Like, I mean, what? Like the peak is probably like 15, 16 foot high. Like of just the inner roof just in there, it's got to be about 16, 17 foot, I guess. And then obviously you got all the way up there. I'll let you work out the maths for that, but yeah, well, how fascinating. It looks so cool. But let's go and check out some more. So so it's a dormitory. Super interesting. It's quite just a box shape for what would be a dormitory. That's super interesting though. So that would have been where they were sleeping. For whatever reason, I was going to imagine there's like bunk beds and monks. Just monk beds. Let me check out this last remaining bit of these ruins. Honestly, I didn't expect to see this today, but it's amazing. And so it's obviously on the bottom here. That masonry is from what I understand, the original church, the cloister, I believe. I don't quite know if that's how it's pronounced, but so that would have been the original church in the 1130s or something, and then obviously they built on top of it when they rebuilt. So I'm guessing it was probably even a bit of disarray at that point anyway. But like, these are such huge spaces. Like really massive spaces. It's just so strange to see the different brickworks. Oh, here we go. Okay. We'll just get a little look around this last corner. So yeah, and that's the last corner. So I hope that's been interesting and somewhat informative. We're still basically at the beginning of the hike, to be honest, so we've got a lot more to go, but I'm gonna head back out to the road now. It's just a little pit stop, and yeah, we should go and see what else we can find. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. And just for some context, you've got Waverley House over here, so as you can see, they spared no expense ensuring that it is kept in good condition, as opposed to, I'm guessing, that part, which is probably some of the older part, and even this bridge, which I'm assuming is also part of that too, but it looks like they're doing some construction on there. So yeah, if you've enjoyed those ruins, it most certainly was interesting for me. I love learning new things, so it's nice to not only be out on a hike, but also learn some stuff along the way and get to see a bit of history, because I had no idea about that. I knew that there were medieval structures in the area, but I didn't really know what. So it's amazing when you get out and actually see that stuff. Yeah, really, really fascinating. So now I'm excited to see what else we find along the way. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted as we go. So we're now at Crooksbury Hill, and yeah, it's continuing on with our next journey. However, it's watching me go up long steeps of elevation, being out of breath. And we're going on the spider trail. Not for everyone, but yeah, let's get to it and hope my knees hold out. No, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure. Beautiful. Just so you guys can get some of the. These hikes are about, like, obviously you got fucking Ashley way up there. You can't even see the ground. That's how high up I am. Like, there's the peak of the trees, and like how tall these guys are, and I'm like nearly above them. Like, all these beautiful things. As I said, it's only free if you're willing to put the energy in. So obviously we get a lot of people asking, oh, I'd love to come on a hike, but you gotta be able to do it. We made it to the top. Woo! Look at that. Always be prepared, because I'm tired of shit. Whew. So back down the hill. I've got some beautiful pictures from the top. I would have recorded, but I didn't have any breath to speak. So it's an incredibly steep hill, just like that we are now on. Excuse me. And as with everyone, we love a good descent. As long as we're descending the right way. However, I did just come to the realization we could have just walked around and not gone up that massive hill. But, as Ashley rightly said, what is the point if you're not getting the view? You fat butt. No, he didn't really say that, but that's what I took in as an implication. It's better to do the do. Go down this way. This walk has been so peaceful, like ambience wise. Oh mate, honestly, the fact that spring is coming, some greenery poking through. Sorry, my body's now in recovery mode from that hill. In fact, I've been cigarette free for over 2 years. 2 years and like 4 months, so nearly 2.5 years. And my recovery time used to be hours, and now I recover just in a few minutes, which is fantastic. So yeah, for you smokers, giving up really helps, I assure you. It's made a massive difference over the 2 years, especially obviously training as well. It's not like I just stopped smoking and become healthy. But yeah, definitely don't want to advocate that, but yeah, it definitely helps, and with training as well, it really increases that recovery time, so let's take that into consideration. So, obviously being quite vigilant as I am, this, which I can only imagine is like a geocache, I guess. There seems to be a load of stuff in there. So let's have a look, I suppose. You hold this. So, oh blimey, this little horsey, and yeah, it's like heaps and heaps of people have written their details on when they found it, which is so cool. I barely ever please sign the logbook and hide the cache again where you found it. I don't think I have a pen on me. Oh wait, actually I do. 1 second. Yes, always carry a pen, folks. You never know. You might find a geocache logbook. I need to sign it. Where can I sign? It's been... Oh, here we go. Nice. Oh, I get the right one. Lucas and Ashley. What's the date today? It is the 11th. 11th of the 2nd. 23. Cool. So that's the first geocache I found in my life, so I'm actually really excited to have added to that. I'm just going to roll this up, pop it back where we found it as per the instructions. There we go. Nice and secure there. So yeah, awesome. We found geocache as well. What an exciting day. So, carry on. Thank you very much. Oh. So that's the tree that it's in. Again, another successful little endeavour on the hike. You've got to love it. That was a lovely, enjoyable experience. So, as the house sizes increase, incredibly as we have been going on this walk. Apologies for not recording most of it, but I'm sure these people wouldn't like it and it might look a bit suspicious. So, a couple of guys with dreads walking around recording stuff, but yeah, houses here are insane. They definitely don't feel like attainable, if that makes sense. Like some crazy sized houses here. However, it's such a lovely path, and it's been so like, I don't know, it's like off the beaten track, completely away from everything. Although we did just go past a really nice looking pub called the Donkey, so that looked really cool. Maybe one time we'll get a chance to stop in there and have a little mooch. But yeah, so we're on the last stretch of this hike before we get back, so I'm going to try and get as much footage of this as I can, and yeah, I'll catch you in a moment. Sometimes you just got to get out of the way for horse and cart. Don't see that very often. We've been coming down this path for quite a long time. I'm quite intrigued to see if there's any more massive houses at the end of this. But honestly, to live around here must be such a delight. It's the only way I can really express it, I suppose. Like, it's just so peaceful. It's so peaceful. It's like so rich in wildlife. It's really quiet. It's very clean. Like everyone's been like super nice. Like yeah, really blows me away that these places exist and people live in them. And yet a lot of us are just out here in busy towns, just completely like unknowing of all these lovely places and stuff. So yeah, if you're on this hike, definitely, I guarantee you will be super impressed. Lovely. A little bit more of an open view, which is nice. I've kind of gone past the majority of these incredibly beautiful houses. So a bit more open now. Yeah, still, when I say this beautiful, I mean, ain't being funny. They don't look like they struggling for much. But what a beautiful house. I'm sure it's hard earned. But all this wonderful. And of course, a hike wouldn't be complete without sheepies. Lovely. Some cyclists over yonder. I've been having such a great time today. I seem to enjoy ones where I'm like always uncertain in the morning. I'm like, do I put it off? Do I go to sleep? Then immediately get out. And I'm like, yeah, buddy. No regrets. Plus, sheeps. Fluffy bundles of joy. A wonderful breeze right now, cool me down. So we're nearly at the end anyway, so I'll catch you guys very, very shortly. So we're at the end of our hike today. We've made it back to the car park. It was actually really, really enjoyable. I'd definitely recommend. Some amazing historical sites to see as well. So we're gonna get out of these boots and get out there, back into the car, back home. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave any comments down below, and yeah, as always, we'll catch you next week. Peace and blessings.